everyone, I have a DIY weapon build I want to share with you. I want to combine a nice 4-foot pole, this is a hoe handle, nice piece of hardwood. I want to combine it with a nice machete. Now, I wouldn't mind wagering that either one of these would be quite deadly against a zombie, but what I'm planning on doing is making a DIY Naginata by milling out a slot in the end of this hoe handle so that I can insert this Tramontina machete, bolt it in, add epoxy just to make it a bit stronger, and we will see if it needs to be wrapped. Now, before I do any of that, what I need to do is I need to flatten out the sides of this hoe handle, because at the moment it's completely round, which makes it a bit more difficult to orientate the blade. I want to make this handle for my Naginata oval, not round, so that just by the feel I can tell where my blade is in line with. Because when you make a cut, you want the blade to be travelling in line with the edge, so that you don't end up going in a crooked angle and make a horrible cut. Because to make a proper cut, we need to have proper edge alignment. So, I'm going to be flattening out each side of this hoe handle to make it more oval shaped. I just need to mark some center lines of it, and once I worked out the sides, the center line, I'll take a plane, I'll shave down the sides and trim it up to make it a bit more oval shaped. Alright, so you can see that I've put a front line, a back line and sides. So I've already planed off this one side to make it flat. And of course I've gotten my groove cut down the middle so that my machete blade can fit in. And it is a very tight fit. So now that I've got one side done, just got to do the other side to make it more oval shaped so I can orientate it in the hand by feel. Then all you need to do is plane along the side lines to give you two flat sides to it, which I'll then round off the sharp edges of it. It's not complicated and it's not difficult, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to install the machete blade into the end of our staff.
Alright, so I've removed the machete from its handle and I wedged it down into the groove as far as it will go, and with a pen marked out where I need to drill for each of the pins that I'm going to put through here. Now originally I did say screws, but screws would be better if I was planning to take this off again, but I'm planning on making this permanent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use metal pins. Now what I'm using for my pins are steel nails. These are 4.5mm thick steel nails, which is the same diameter as that hole, and I've gotten a matching diameter drill piece to drill these holes into the handle. Then once I've drilled out the holes in the handle, I'm going to fill the groove with a very strong 2-part epoxy, insert the machete blade, which is a tight fit already, and coat these nails with that same epoxy, hammer them through the holes, and then trim off each side with a hacksaw blade. And so that machete blade will be very strongly attached to this handle.
Now, here is the finished DIY Naginata. And one extra thing I did to this was I coated this section of the shaft in resin, tied some very strong rope around it, and wound it as tightly as I could to add more pressure and tension to this section of the handle. Then I soaked it in glue, so it's all glued together with a big hard tube. Now, one of the reasons why I did this was because when I drove the machete blade into place, I accidentally started the handle cracking a little. I filled the crack in with my high strength epoxy, and it has 3 metal pins driven through it, but definitely wanted that bit of extra strength. I was probably going to do something like this anyway, just to make it super solid, but definitely had to do that since I started it cracking a little. And that was just because I drove the blade in that way. Kinda busted out a little. So it should hopefully hold up with this wrapping glued and tied around it nice and tightly. And I extend it down for extra strength. But this end result I'm actually quite pleased with. I reckon this would be a very deadly DIY zombie slaying weapon. I'd like to give a shout out to Zombie Go Boom, of which I am now a producer and affiliated. And I would like to pose a little challenge. I'd love to see how you guys go about making a DIY Naginata out of one of your machetes that you've tested, or maybe even a new one, but I'd love to see a DIY Naginata video. And if you haven't heard of Zombie Go Boom, you definitely should check them out, especially if you're into zombies. And I definitely think this would be a great weapon against zombies because of that massive reach advantage it gives you. And on top of that, because it's got such a large handle, it gives you tons of leverage. You can get a lot of power behind it. There you go, my DIY Naginata from a hoe handle and a machete. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will like, favorite, subscribe, or even better, do a video response. I'd love to see what you guys and girls can all come up with in terms of a DIY Naginata. So I guess now I probably have to make a sheath for it so that it's not an exposed blade all the time. But we can save that for another video. Alright everyone, see ya.